Welcome to a 3-part series I'm doing where I show you my exact strategy when it comes to what orders I accept while using Doordash and Grubhub at the same time, and how this strategy changes depending on the time of day. This video will be focused on breakfast and the strategy that I feel like best goes with the morning shift. Let's get going. Good Friday morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. We just got our first order already, and it is this garbage. $3, 4.4 miles. Don't accept this ever, because even if it wasn't 8:15 in the morning, I would still never accept this. So we finally got 2 orders. We got one to Grubhub, one to McDonald's. They aren't the best pairing, but I'm going to explain why I accepted them and how you can go about having 2 orders off of 2 different platforms at once. I almost always do the DoorDash order first because I always have to wait a super long time at Grubhub, and so I don't like waiting at all. And so usually if I do the DoorDash order first, or at least pick it up first, then I get to the Grubhub order and I still have to wait like 1 or 2 minutes, or sometimes I don't have to wait at all. So that's what I do when I have both. But the best practice is to look at the pickup time. So I'm actually doing something different on this stack order, and we're picking up the Grubhub order first because the pickup time is sooner, and the DoorDash pickup time is 3 minutes after the Grubhub one. So hopefully I can get to the McDonald's and it'll be quick. I can get both these orders done quickly. But because it is early in the morning, I am going to be less selective. I'm kind of just gonna take anything close to $1 per mile, because I don't know when it could just die out, because mornings are usually really slow in my area. You want to be less selective because, at least in my area, the orders are few and far between. So you never know when it could just die and you're not going to get another order, or you don't know if you're going to be declining over and over and over again and nothing will ever get better, because the orders in the morning tend to be a lot less than, say, dinner time. So sometimes you just get SOL because you have a long McDonald's drive-thru line. So I'm going to go ahead and unassign this one. And that's rule number 2. It's okay to unassign orders. Waiting at a restaurant too long, or if you're in a bad situation, you don't want to be waiting there while you have an order from another app in your car, because then the customer is going to get suspicious. They're going to wonder what's going on, and you could run into some problems. So it's best to just play it safe and unassign an order if it gets too complicated. Yeah, that lobby was closed and I was not about to wait in that long line, so it is what it is. You just unassign it. You do what I'm showing you on my screen recording right here. I have yet to be penalized for doing this on Grubhub. I do it quite a bit, so I don't think it affects anything, because you're just letting them know how long of a wait it's going to be and that you don't want to wait that long. So don't just unassign it. Make sure you do what I'm showing on my screen recording. And so now we're just a little bit behind, but we're on our way to this McDonald's, and we're actually only going to be about 2 minutes late for the pickup, so that's not bad at all. Now let's go drop this McDonald's order off. So as I'm pulling out of the McDonald's parking lot, I actually get hit with another Grubhub order. This one I'm accepting as well because it goes perfectly, and I'll explain why. Because the pickup time for this order is 8:43 and it's 8:37 right now, I have a 3-minute drive to the drop-off of this McDonald's order, and then a 3-minute drive back because the Beans and Brews is right by that McDonald's. So 3 minutes there, 3 minutes back, that's 6 minutes. That's gonna get me arriving at the Beans and Brews right at 8:43. So that's perfect, and I'm hoping after I pick that up, I can get another DoorDash order along the way. So that's kind of how it works. You're trying to stagger the orders you're getting off the different platforms so that you're getting one right after another, dropping one order off and picking up another order from the other platform kind of at the same time, if that makes sense. So to explain that a little further, what staggering orders means, in my opinion, is you kind of want to be picking up a DoorDash order while you're dropping off a Grubhub order, or vice versa. Picking up a Grubhub order at the same time you're dropping off the DoorDash order. You don't necessarily want it to be picking up both at the same time, dropping off at the same time, unless the locations are super close. But I like to plan my kind of routes, I guess you could call it, where the DoorDash order that I just picked up, the pickup of the Grubhub order is on the way to the drop off of the DoorDash order, if that makes sense. So after picking up that Beans and Brews Grubhub order, I'm on my way to drop it off, and I get this DoorDash order to Rancheritos, which is actually just up the road. And even though it's a long distance order taking me a little bit out of my zone, the fact that the pickup is on the way and the drop off of the Grubhub order is taking me closer to the drop off of the DoorDash order, then I decided to accept it, because when you're multi-apping, the mileage gets kind of tricky. The mileage is not exactly what it seems on every order, because you're making up some of the miles already with the other order that you're doing, if that makes any sense. So in reality, this order is probably more like $11 for 6 miles, not $11 for 10 or 11 miles. So that's why I accepted it. I think I'll be back in my zone by the time the first hour ends, and we'll have made over $20, which is really good for early morning in my area. So again, to explain number 4 a little more clearer, when you're multi-apping, the mileage is not always what it seems. So make sure you're just thinking about the mileage difference. Because you're doing 2 orders off different platforms, usually the mileage can be less if it's on the way of an order you're already doing. So like you guys saw, the mileage ended up being less in that order than what it said when I first received the order. So just pulled up to the office building for the drop-off. It's 9:05, drop-off time is 9:11, so we're good. So now we're at the drop-off of the Rancheritos order, 9:17. We're at the person's house right now. We are 40 minutes early for this drop-off. So everything is going perfect right now. Let's keep going. So as I'm driving back from that DoorDash drop-off, because it was a little out of my zone, I get this order to Grubhub, which on the surface you might think that's a terrible order. It's like a little under $8 for 10 miles. Why would you take that? But if you think about it, I have to drive back into my zone, and this order is literally on the edge of the DoorDash zone that I have to get back to. So in reality, it's probably closer to 4 miles, I would say. So like about $8 for 4 miles, and it gives me an order to do the second I get back into my zone. So it works out perfectly, and that's kind of just how I do it. I don't look at the miles at their surface level. I kind of take it deeper and think, okay, well, how many miles is it really going to be with the pairing of the DoorDash stuff? So hopefully that makes sense. I'm gonna go get this order done. We might only do like one more order after this. I don't like going too long in the mornings, but let's go get this one done. So in total, we only went about an hour and a half, and we made about $37. That's over $24 an hour. So a great little short morning shift. Like I said, I don't like to go long in the mornings. And so that's pretty much what I do. And anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next morning shift. I started the next morning off with my breakfast in hand and 2 orders, one from Zupa's and one from Jamba Juice. Using the things I talked about earlier, I was able to stay busy and make $30 in just 1 quick hour. So that does it for the morning shift. I never go too long in the morning just because it's the slowest time of day in my area, but I was able to make $66.99 in just 2.5 hours, which is an hourly rate of $26.80. So that's incredible for the morning shift. I didn't even think I would do that good, but I think we did really good because I just went for those specific short times and didn't try and carry it on into the 10 o'clock hour or anything like that. I didn't try and go too early at like 6 or 7 in the morning. So I think that's why I was able to hit almost $27 an hour. But the last thing that I wanted to tell you guys is I always take screenshots of my orders. It makes it so much easier because if I get a DoorDash order, I'll take the screenshot of it and then I'll be driving over to pick it up and I don't remember the exact drop-off location of that DoorDash order. So then if I get a Grubhub order, I can look at the Grubhub order and see where the pickup and drop-off location is and then immediately go to my photos, check the screenshot of the DoorDash order and make sure they match up really well. If you don't have screenshots, it makes it really hard to do that. And I take screenshots of every order anyway, just so I can put them in my videos, obviously. But that is something I've noticed big time because I used to not take screenshots when I would multi-app and I wasn't filming, and it was super hard to keep track of the orders on where you're picking up, where you're dropping off, and which orders go well together. So that is a huge thing. Take screenshots so you have something to refer back to when you get another order. But there you guys have it. That is what I do for breakfast. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow I'll be releasing the lunch shift video and show you guys some of the differences that come with the lunch shift rather than the breakfast shift. Because it's busier, flow of orders is more, I do have a different strategy. So that's going to be tomorrow. Then the next day is going to be the dinner shift, which is even different from those two as well. And during that dinner shift video, I will be going over all the tips and a complete summary of this 3-part series that I'm doing. And I just wanted to let you guys know that Scout is doing really well. I am able to go out and dash a little bit more than I was previously. If you guys watched my why I had to quit DoorDashing full-time video, you guys know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to let you guys know that. And also, if you want to see a different side of me that has nothing to do with DoorDash or finance, make sure you go check out my other channel I do with my brother. It's called Talking More Sports. We're uploading every day for the NBA playoffs, so if you're into that, make sure you go check it out. And also, that part 2 video will be right here once it's uploaded, so make sure you check that out as well, and I'll see you guys next time.